Hey guys, Madison here, and today I am reacting to Season 3, Episode 1 of The Mandalorian. I am so excited. I have been a huge fan of this show since day one. I still remember when I saw the trailer for it, and I was like, this show looks amazing. Back when Season 1 came out, I was not even doing reactions back then. When Season 2 aired, that was when I actually first started doing reactions. I had just done some trailer reactions on the channel, but the last two episodes of The Mandalorian Season 2 were the first things I ever reacted to on the channel. I was just so excited about them. I was like, I have got to start doing reactions to these because I am just having crazy responses to these episodes because Season 2 was wild. We got Bo-Katan, we got the return of Boba Fett, we got Ahsoka Tano in live action. I mean, Season 2 was wild. I was like, I've got to start reacting to these on camera. So anyway, long story short, this is the first season of The Mandalorian that I am reacting to in full, the entire season. I'm so excited to get to do this. Thank you guys for coming along for the ride. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, a huge geek, which if you didn't already know that, you're about to find out. So without further ado, guys, let's jump in and let's watch Chapter 17.
I must be destroyed.
That was an interesting thing to put in the recap. Mando hype. What's she making? Looks like a knee or a shoulder pad. Where is this?
I swear on my name and the names of the ancestors, that I shall walk the way of the Mandalore.
That I shall walk the way of the Mandalore.
Mandalorian rite of passage. Standing in the water, it's like a baptism.
From this moment on, I shall never...
What the? Giant alligator, crocodile, dinosaur. Ugh. Going full Jurassic World here. Got like a turtle shell. So half the clan's just gonna get wiped out right here. Aw, sweet. This man has a track record of killing dragons. Boss entrance. Well, that was a banging start. Wow. The Apostate.
You have removed your helmet.
The Creed teaches us of redemption.
Redemption is no longer possible. This relic only proves that Mandalore's entire surface has been crystallized by fusion rays.
If I visit the planet and I can bring you proof that I have bathed in the living waters, the decree of exile will be lifted and I would be redeemed.
But you did nothing wrong, Din. You need to start your own clan. Not rejoin this clan. You need to find a happy medium between the Armorer's clan and Bo-Katan. Happy medium. Right, guys? The third way. Oh, is that it? Is that a Purrgil? Oh my goodness, live action Purrgil? Is it happening? That was cool. Oh, is this Navarro? Is that the name of it?
Welcome to Navarro,
Yes.
independent trade anchor and outer rim hyperlane port.
Here to meet an old friend.
My old buddy, Carl Weathers. A nightmare, truly.
A lot has changed around here.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. IG-11.
Mando!
Got a droid carrying his cape.
We are an official trade spur of the Hydean Way.
Congratulations.
There's a lot of money to be made on Navarro.
I can see.
I can set you up with a prime tract. You can settle down, you can hang up your blaster, live off the fat of the land. Where you're from, you may be an apostate, but here, you'd be landed gentry.
There's someone here to see you.
It can wait.
But it's pirates! Pirates in the courtyard.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my sauce.
Stand aside, droid. Don't you know who we
Weak
are?
ways.
Come on, Vane. That'll be enough of that. This is a school.
Well, that explains why she wouldn't let me inside. You paid us for murder and mayhem inside these doors.
Not anymore.
Navarro is no longer friendly to pirates.
I need him back.
IG-11 was destroyed on the lava river.
These are his parts, are they not?
I mean, what's left of him?
I need a droid I can trust to help me explore Mandalore.
So much for the monument. Din's like, no other droid in this galaxy, only this one. I will literally reconstruct him piece by piece.
My asset to be terminated.
This was a terrible mistake.
Now that's using your head. I think he defaulted to his old programming.
You think? Grief owes me a soda for that.
What do you want?
No. Just... no. I was not fond of Babu Frick.
The book.
I don't understand. Do you speak Huttese?
Mando, he said he can't fix it.
Very hard to find.
He said they don't make them anymore. They're very hard to find.
I got it.
Buy new droid.
No, Grogu. Not a pet. No, Grogu. Being a Mandalorian is not just learning about how to fight. You also have to know how to navigate the galaxy. And this is your enemy proximity warning indicator.
You can't just sneak away after cutting down 4 of my brothers in cold blood.
Cold blood. Nice. Still. Oh, that was cool.
Bringing the Mandalorian to you, Captain.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Stop where you are, Mandalorian. Ha! What a kind sentiment.
What is that? What species is that? Got like the beard and the hair and
That is a Mandalorian castle.
Mandalorian castle. Sweet.
Bo-Katan, it is Din Djarin. I am here to join you.
There's nothing left to join. When I returned without the Darksaber, my forces melted away. Your cult gave up on Mandalore long before the Purge. Where were you then? Go home. There's nothing left.
I am going to Mandalore, so that I may be forgiven for my transgressions.
You are a fool. That planet has been ravaged, plundered, and poisoned.
You said that the curse was a lie. Make up your mind.
They're beneath the Civic Center in the city of Sundari.
Thank you. And I will find out if the planet is really poisoned.
Goodbye, Dinjarin.
Man, she's just full on depression right now, just not doing anything. Those marbles over her were really cool. They were like Greek Parthenon marbles. Really cool. All right, so nice setup episode. We've got our introduction here. Mando's going to Mandalore. It's going to be really interesting to see the planet post purge and see where we're going with this whole Mandalorian thing, because we've got Bo-Katan, and she's got her very clearly defined kind of creed and thinking, and we've got the armorer and the children of the watch. And I really do believe that Din is going to be the third way in the middle. He's going to find some kind of third way where he's not as radical as Bo-Katan, because Bo-Katan has very much walked the line of villain, terrorist, cold-blooded killer, and then the children of the watch have just ridiculous rules like never take off your helmet or you're not really a Mandalorian. Meanwhile, we got Bo-Katan, who just always has her helmet off unless she's fighting, which is much more common sense. So I think that Din needs to come to the realization of, I have not sinned by removing my helmet. There is nothing wrong with me removing my helmet. He's got to somehow realize that the children of the watch are basically a cult with they have some good ideas, the unity, the warrior way, all of that's great. That culture, that history is great. Tradition, but they've taken it way too far. I really am starting to think that Din could become the leader that unites the clans, unites the factions. I mean, he already has the Darksaber, so he could already get that respect and become that leader if he wanted to, but I don't think he wants it, especially not right now. And that's okay, because I actually think the best leaders are the ones who don't want it, don't want the power. So I actually think he's the best candidate for it, because Bo-Katan has always been someone who wants the power and wants that status. And I think she's still dangerous. I have seen the trailer for this season, and I love that the trailers for The Mandalorian never show too much, but I definitely got the vibe of Bo-Katan could be our main antagonist this season. She's certainly been an antagonist in the past in the Clone Wars, and I think she could end up rising in opposition to Din, especially if she doesn't like what he's doing or the way he's doing it, or she gets the impression she could win the Darksaber back from him. I'm also not sure how the armor would respond if Din starts trying to win people over to a different cause other than the Children of the Watch. I feel like she could also become an antagonist, because she would see him as a heretic if he's telling people they can take off their helmets, that sort of thing. There are lots of options and potentials for conflict here that could be really, really interesting. I had no idea about the IG-11 thing. I don't know what I think about it, to be honest. I did not need IG-11 back. I didn't need him in this season. That wasn't even an idea that occurred to me. I'm not sure why Din thinks he needs him, unless he just thinks the surface of Mandalore is going to be so dangerous he needs someone with him to help take care of Grogu. But it's like, I don't know, the two of you have made it this far, you know? Like, I don't know. And it's a little risky trying to reconstruct a murder bot, as we saw, that specifically wants to kill the asset. It seems like a bad idea. Why not find a droid you can trust? I mean, come on. There has to be another one out there somewhere that he could find. Or just a person. An organic individual that he could, hire to help with him. Find another Mandalorian that would, be willing to make the journey with him. Is there no one within the Children of the Watch that would be willing to make the journey with him? I don't know. Someone he could trust. Someone who's skilled, like another Mandalorian, would have would have worked. I don't know why he's immediately going to IG-11, but maybe that will become clear later on. That opening fight was wild. That was certainly an exciting way to kick off the episode. It was really cool seeing the children of the Watch their rite of passage. I assume that when the young boys and girls get to the age of 12-ish, you know, they kind of have their rite of passage ritual, their entry into adulthood, where they put on the helmet and then they never take it off. Really interesting seeing that. There's definitely like kind of a baptism symbolism there, standing in the water. And then with Din saying he has to bathe in these waters, you know, in the mines on Mandalore to be cleansed of his sins, his transgressions. I was hoping he would get to the point where he realizes he did nothing wrong in removing his helmet. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm wondering, is it going to take him half the season to realize that? The whole season to realize that? He finally accepts it at the finale? I don't know. But I feel like that's going to be one of the central conflicts at the center of this season, is him wrestling with, again, what does it mean to be a Mandalorian? Am I a Mandalorian? Like realizing he's still a Mandalorian even though he breaks these rules that this cult, the Children of the Watch, has. Even though he breaks those rules, he's still a Mandalorian. They don't get to dictate what a Mandalorian is because they're just one little faction breakaway from this whole civilization that just took many things too far, as did Bo-Katan in her own way, in contrast to her pacifist sister Satine. So this is going to be really interesting. It's going to be really interesting. And then, you know, off to the side, we haven't seen him, but I have a feeling, I'm pretty sure we'll see him again this season, is Boba Fett on Tatooine, kind of ruling over there. But let's be real, he didn't really fit the role of gangster that well. He's too honorable, he's too dignified and wanting to do the right thing. Like, he just doesn't fit in that gangster criminal world anymore. He's grown beyond that, and I think that, you know, if Din doesn't want to be leader of Mandalore and lead the clans, I think Boba Fett is an equally good option, because he's shown that he can bring different factions, groups together. He's a natural leader, he's got the skill. I would love to see Boba Fett become Mandalore. I could see that happening just as much as Din, although Din is being the protagonist. I don't know if they're angling for that with him, or if they're angling more for the hero, like, knight in shining armor kind of figure that rides away into the sunset. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of the lone cowboy riding off into the sunset. He doesn't want the honor, the leadership, the power, that sort of thing. I could just as much see Din handing that off to Boba Fett. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows? We've got a whole season ahead of us. 8 episodes, I'm assuming. It's usually 8 chapters, so we have 7 to go. We're going to go on a big journey this season, and I like the setup. I like the story threads, the pieces that are being moved into place. I think there's some really interesting stuff that could happen. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thoughts, theories, if there's any leaks, any info out there, spoilers, don't share that. I'm not following any of that. I like going in completely unspoiled, but if you just got some thoughts, theories, or questions that maybe you would like me to discuss in next week's episode, share those with me in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you want to see the full-length version, head on over to my Patreon. The link is in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, because I'm going to be reacting to all of Season 3 here on the channel. You'll be able to find all of the episodes and an organized little playlist for The Mandalorian Season 3. So stick around, and I will see you guys next week for Chapter 18. Bye, guys.